Let your curiosity rise.
Matrix webcast,
Where the human spirit flies. Matrix webcast. Where the human spirit flies.
Hey, welcome to the Medbix webcast. This is Ramana Annamaraju. I'm the host. You know that my co-host, regular co-host, Susan Davis, Dr. Susan Davis, she is flying somewhere. I don't know, flying in the hurricane or flying somewhere. So that's kind of mysterious. So we'll find out when she's going to come back. Okay. So she will be joining probably in the last session. But I have a better friend, better co-host now. you know, I want to bring my friend, a good friend, and she is a brilliant doctor from India. She works for a Stan. She works as a research scientist in this Stanford. She's a really smart girl, and I met her. In the I don't know where I met her, but she's a really gem of a scientist, and she's going to be one of the Nobel Prize winners in the future, I think. Let me introduce you, Sanjaya Kavana. They let me bring her to the other co-host and a guest speaker both. Welcome, Kavana.
Hi, Ramna. That was
Yeah.
that was a very nice introduction. Thank you.
Whoever met
A lot
you,
of praise.
a lot of friends I introduced you, a lot of them tell me how smart you are. He's a really, really smart you are. All the doctors that I introduced you, they all tell me same thing. I'm really proud that I introduce the right people for right things. So I get a better name if I introduce the good people. So
Thank you so much.
what was you moved on to the different world first in the beginning? You're in cardiology a little bit, you're in internal medicine, all kinds of things you're doing. What is your interest now? What interest really spiking you nowadays more?
Um, so ever since I was in my second year of med school, my interest has always been, I think immunology and gastroenterology were what really interested me, but I would only read about it. And clinically, I was introduced to it in my third year and third year, fourth year, and so on. So after graduating med school, I actually went into emergency medicine, kind of like so that so that I'd have exposure to all departments because they'd all come into the ER. Um, and that's where my interest in gastro and immunology got much stronger. So once I was introduced to Dr. Japra, that's when I dabbled in cardiology, but it was also more internal medicine. So when I got to see patients over there, that's when I knew that, I would like to do something that's more translational, where I would be able to take part and involve myself in research that would have quicker clinical outcomes, basically like bench to bedside research. So that's what I'm doing right now in hepatology.
Oh yeah, next week actually, very senior, one of the Harvard professors of hepatology is coming on the show, Dr. Chopra. He wrote several books. He said publications. I'm more than welcome. You can talk with him. Let me ask you a question. In India, the reason GI gastroenterology is your interest is India is a lot of GI cancers are big in India. That's one of the things that interested you because of that reason.
Yes, I mean, not just from the Indian perspective, but from like the global health perspective. Um, Liver cancer, or just not just liver cancer, but even gastrointestinal cancer, they there is this sort of a global divide per se.
Mm.
Now, in say the eastern continent, like East Asia, Africa, uh, a lot of the cancer cases over there are, you see them happening because of say viral infections, but then in the western side, which is say in Europe and the US, you see cancers happening because of fatty liver, alcohol, um, and a lot of lifestyle factors.
Yeah.
So it's like a mix of everything. And right now, I would like to look at it from a global aspect than from just um, a country. And yeah,
Yeah.
it gastroenterology has always interested me. I was particularly interested in endoscopy procedures initially because that's what I get to see as a med student. I'd be like, wow. And now I like research.
You know, I used to help endoscopy labs, just a long time ago. But one thing and ask why Indians are more prone to, because of our food, or Indians and East Asians in general are more prone to the GI cancers than any. One of the Indian cancer specialists, Dr. Attali, is very well known. He was telling me that the Indians, everybody is going to, if you live long enough, they die with a GI cancer. He said that scared me. That is a what is that? Is there anything genetic problem? Are we coming to understand that problem a little bit more?
Well, when it comes to just cancers as a whole, it can occur because of two reasons. One is genetic, and the other one is etiology, like lifestyle, exposures, all of that. Genetic would, I'd say, probably account to about 10 to 15% of um, you know your chances of getting it, but the rest, which is a huge chunk, comes from exposures, from what you eat, from where you live, from the kind of work that you do, from the kind of air that you breathe, the food that you take, the water that you drink. Because given the kind of world that we live in, everything is contaminated with something or the other. You either have microplastics, you have metals, you have this, that, there's something or the other. What I currently focus on is liver cancer, specifically hepatocellular carcinoma. And in East Asia, Africa, it usually happens because of Hep B, hepatitis B, hepatitis C infections. And over here in the US and in the Europe, where people, they don't have much of an issue buying food, or where there's no scarcity of food, uh, majority of the cases are occurring because of conditions like fatty liver. um,
Is a fatty liver disease is it a disease, or is it a genetic reason? Is a it could be both, or what is the fatty liver? When they call fatty liver disease, I got always get confused about it. Is it a genetic reasons people, because the liver is fat, or is it environmental kind of thing?
uh, it's got a good amount to do with both, but
Yeah.
then in a lot of people where they're not hereditarily predisposed to it, but it's not being passed on from family. uh, it just comes from your diet.
Mm.
So uh, if you're I mean if one does not have enough physical activity, or how they say, you want to keep your blood sugar levels in under control, you want to keep your GI index okay, so you should do small things like go for a 10-15 minute walk after every meal that you have, or after every major meal that you have, which would be your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And try to eat before a particular time. Make sure you don't eat too late in the night, and just
Yeah.
things like that, small preventative measures that you can take to avoid lifestyle diseases. So fatty liver comes under a lifestyle disease, which, when prevails for too long, will lead to further damage in the liver, and it just increases your predisposition to develop cancer. But liver cancer, again, is just one of the things that can happen. And it's not something that will definitely happen. It's just one of the things
You
that may
know,
happen.
yeah, death is such a mysterious thing. I used to bring a lot of J1 visa doctors, lots, hundreds of them about to this country, and then places them all over the country. One of the doctors recently in Las Vegas, I bought him as a 59-year-old cardiologist. I got him a job there. He moved from New York to there, and a good friend of mine, and he was walking outside of his house, and then all of a sudden he got a heart attack and died. Just as even nobody knows that some reasons we understand. Really, we don't know the biology 100%. Sometimes people, whatever you said, that those some of the things I follow, some of the things I don't follow, like late night eating food, and some things I follow. um but I eat one meal a day. That is helping me. But one thing I wanted to ask you, is it, you think eventually we are closer to the curing cancers? You think we are eventually in our lifetime we see that treat the cancer in overall, that is at least manageable, at least?
So, like we were speaking about this before the podcast started. Um, I think I'd say the same thing again. When you say cancers, it's like a huge number coming under one umbrella. So, with the amount of positive, successful research outcomes that we have had today globally, there have been a lot of new discoveries for treatment and cure of many different types of cancers, which weren't previously there. But it would be wrong for me to say that, we're closer to a treatment or cure of cancer per se, because cancer is just not one thing. It's like there's so many different types of cancers.
Mm.
So, but there definitely has been a lot of breakthrough in the types of medication, the types of delivery of these medications, how one can
That is.
receive them. And the thing is, along with receiving the medication, there's also a lot of side effects that and the individual who's receiving the treatment faces. And there has been a lot of positive breakthrough in um, decreasing or in discovering medications and treatments where you wouldn't have to go through such significant side effects. And all of that, I believe, is a step in the positive direction.
Steve Jobs is the founder of Apple, right? And is actually his classmate, his roommate and classmate came on my show several times. Uh, One of the thing is that he's very vegetarian, very cautious about everything, what he eats, and is extremely careful. He's a vegetarian. He was very still. He got the pancreatic cancer. With all the things that you follow, all the rules in the things. So we don't know the cause. The physicists always think that the I always explain the blue dot principle is that you must explain the reasons why it is started in the first place. That is you need the holy grail of that process is not there yet, and we are not there into the I don't know, Lakshmi. Navya, can you send Lakshmi another link for her? And I don't know what she's doing, but she's pinging me there. But send her link, guest speaker link to her, to Lakshmi Iyer again. But anyway, but this is interesting, more interesting. You know, diamonds are, there was a 60, this interesting story, 60 million years ago, there was a meteor hit the Russia, Siberia. And then when he hit, what happened was usually the most of the diamonds are cooked in nebula, actually in the stars. And when he hit it, the what happened was it impure the diamonds. It put it's called a nitrogen vacancy center. It knocked off the carbon atoms. Diamond is so strong because carbon atom is very strongly bonded. It knocked off one of the nitrogen carbon atom, put the nitrogen there. Another one knocked off and took the vacancy. But what is so special about that thing is that act like a single MRI, single cell MRI. It it spins, it create a magnet and tells you anomalies of the cell. It can detect way earlier before first cell giving an indication of the cancer. It can detect the cancer that anomaly can detect. Because of that one, it is, I don't know how it eliminates the magnetic strength of the earth, but it does eliminate and tells you which cell is actually Raman pan we use to detect that cell. We are working on it actually. I'm helping some school there. But I didn't tell you, but my son works on the gastro GI cancer research coordinator in Atlanta. So he does that. One day I think we should connect both of you to talk a little bit more about it. But
Definitely.
um, Kavana, the one of the thing is the India breast cancer is growing for a woman is a big thing. That is, what do you think that is? We can, that is a lot. What I understood from that the breast cancer, it is a manageable. A lot of times, a lot of doctors are saying it's like a chronic condition. Is that true, or is it there is a lot of hope for the breast cancer treatments?
Well, there definitely is a lot of hope for cure. Um, there was a high mortality rate, which, in my opinion, excuse me, in my opinion, has decreased now as awareness has increased about breast cancer. So earlier, a lot of people, women, when I say people, I mean women, or parents in general who weren't able to educate, because people wouldn't know about what breast cancer is or how to find it. And I think there was a lot of stigma associated with, oh, maybe do I go get a mammogram done, or what even is a mammogram, or should I go to a doctor and get a physical, checkup done? I know I had a family member who had breast cancer, but does that increase my risk of it? There was a lot of taboo associated with the subject, but with a lot of campaigns and a lot of, talks about it on social media, radio, TV, anything, just to get the word out to people, the awareness about breast cancer has increased so much that now at least every woman that I talk to, patients, people in the rural sector even, they know how to self-evaluate themselves for breast cancer. They know that they need to check themselves every time, say they have a shower, or at least every month, so that if in case they feel like the slightest irregularity or the slightest lump here and there, they know that that is something that shouldn't be ignored and that they need to go to a hospital and get it checked out. And because of that, because they know that they need to go to the doctor, and they do end up going to a doctor whenever they, if in case they do incidentally find one, the diagnosis happens at a much earlier stage. And if diagnosis happens at a much earlier stage, the chances of your cure increase exponentially, which is why death rates associated with breast cancer, which is breast cancer mortality, has decreased because of because of earlier diagnosis, which has played a major role,
You know,
which is actually a very good thing.
very good thing. A small storage actually to be 1990s. I used to own an imaging center in Atlanta. So there is a woman wanted to come to sell for me the mammogram machine. And I had an old mammogram and I wanted to replace that in a mammogram new one. Not a digital one, still digital was a long way from there. So she came down and we don't have an operator on that day. Our technician was not there. She said that I'm going to be a patient for you guys, close your eyes and do it. And so we did it. And then we developed the image. And then what happened was in the image, oh my God, the spider webs everywhere, the cancer everywhere in her breast. She was collapsed right there in front of us. Oh my God, he was I called her boyfriend, and she just went home, and then radical mastectomy she done, and she was saved. Actually, Ramana, you saved me, because I would not have known that. There's no symptoms, nothing. Even not even touching you didn't see that in the structural differences. Also could not find. She selling the mammogram machines, remember? So she could not. She said that it is something that is very strange. I mean, so that's why the detection problem is a bigger problem. Self-aware. You're saying mammogram can do earlier, breast MRI can do earlier, and then in the future maybe quantum sensors can detect a lot more earlier than before. That's one of our goals are. And now let
True.
me talk about a little bit about your background in Indian medicine. In India, talk about Ayurveda because Dr. Japra is supposed to come. Let me call him and why he said that he's coming on the show. He could not able to join. I don't know what is going on, but let me. Yeah, but you keep talking about anything that you like to. Yeah,
So while we were on the topic of breast cancer,
yeah,
it's a cancer that, I mean, when it comes to MRI, mammograms, CT scans, any type of radiological investigation, that except for an X-ray, because an X-ray is fairly easier to do, and an ultrasound, these machines, not everybody will have access to it. It can be because of a multitude of factors, be it a cost factor or accessibility factor, maybe because they don't have a machine in their town or their city. I'm talking about, in the Indian aspect, or if patients don't have insurance, they would have to spend a lot out of pocket to get these tests done, to get these scans done. Uh, Breast cancer is one of those cancers where you are able to detect it at least through a lump. A majority of people will be able to see something or the other, and that makes them want to go to the hospital because they see an irregularity and they definitely have calls. And uh, because they have the awareness that, I need to check myself, and if I do find something, then this is what I have to do. I need to go to a doctor and get myself checked out, because they know that because of that awareness, it's helped significantly bring down mortality rates, because diagnosis happens at a much earlier stage and not at a very late stage. And this awareness has only been the awareness spreads, not, I mean, see, if a family member has had it, has had cancer of some sort, then yes, other family members do know about it and they're like, okay, I know. But what about someone else? What about your neighbor? They don't know about it. Or someone 2 houses down the lane, they don't know about it. Awareness spreads only when people, medical professionals, come out, talk about it on social media, get the word out through people with a larger following, so that the public hears. They know that, hey, there's this buzz going around about this. I need to know what this is, or I need to know what that is. They read about it and
yes, Dr.
they
Japra.
know. Hmm.
Dr. Jabra, we are waiting for you. You're not here. You cannot enter guest speaker link. You need to get the guest speaker link. You no, that you have a guest speaker. Look for a guest speaker link in the email. You will see guest speaker link there. Yeah, guest speaker link. Check it out. Yeah, Navya, Can you call Dr. Japra on WhatsApp? He has the WhatsApp number and guide him, please.
I don't
Yes,
have a Japra's numbers.
there is there is a guest speaker link.
I've just emailed him the link.
Oh, so Kavana email a link for you, Dr. Japra. Yeah, let us see that if we get that. Let me ask you, Kavana. One of the prominent surgeons in here in Silicon Valley called me one day and said that yeah, he is very extremely agitated. And then he said that my wife had a triple negative breast cancer. What is triple negative? What is that triple negative? I don't know what that is.
I don't think I'm in the best position to explain what triple negative is, because
Okay.
yeah, I don't want to spread any wrong
Yeah.
information right now.
Okay. That's fine. I don't know either. You're at least doctor. I don't know. Let me talk about a little bit more about India's educational system in India and here. You saw both education systems here very well, one in India and here. What is the difference in Indian system and here? Uh, what would India could improve, or what is America can learn from India, or vice versa?
Um, I guess I have to say that when there is a lot more hands-on approach in India, at least what I was able to experience, which it was a lot harder for me to get that exposure over here.
Yeah.
And I guess that's something that can be improved upon. But other than that, I think the teachers that we have, they were all phenomenal, both over here and back home, because
Really.
everyone was so experienced. They have such a huge plethora of experiences that they carry with them before they come and teach us. So there's a lot to learn from everyone.
Thank you so much, Dr. Japra. Welcome to the MedBix webcast. I know you for a long time, and you look different every time you come on camera nowadays. Can you hear me? I think he's frozen. Yeah,
Yeah,
Dr. Japra, when I met you a long time ago, decades ago, in New Orleans, and you have the same passion at that time. You came even now. How do you maintain that passion for culture, or for the entertainment, for the community? How do you maintain that passion? I want to learn. I mean, you're the best example of, irrespective of the time and decades of time, you maintain that passion. What is that secret sauce for that? Tell us.
well, I don't know. When I was a small kid, my father told me, beta, try to get what you like. Otherwise, you have to like what you get. So,
Yeah,
so I've always made it a point. Wherever I get involved, I have to like it. So, if you
yeah.
like something, you enjoy something, you're passionate about something, and then you're gonna keep enjoying it and doing more and more of it. So you never get tired of it. So they become like part of your life. They become your karmas. Never stressful about it. So rest of the things which you can do on the side, but me, profession, community work, community service is very dear to me, and I'm very passionate about it, and I'll keep doing it until my last breath.
But besides your community service, I want to tell you, Kavana, a story. I met him first time. I came here to Fremont long time ago, decades ago, when the cath was introduced, very new. And I was in Atlanta. We are premier institution. Everybody's learning cath, how to do cath. Everybody's talking about cath. And I came to see Dr. Japra at the time. And then he was in the cath lab. It was the glass and everything. Then I went to see him. Usually, cath is a big thing and a big procedure at the time. He went there, he took 5 minutes, 10 minutes, he spent and came back out. Said, done. I was shocked, really. I've been watching a lot of cardiologists all my life. And Dr. Japra, how did you do that? Where that skill is came from? I think on that day I was so impressed with your passion, not only in the culture and the entertainment, and your passion for medicine is amazing. And you learn things so quick and fast. That cat was 10 minutes. You did that and came out. I'm done. I that was a biggest. I never forget that lesson when I saw you. How did you? How did you learn that passion for everything? We have passion for only one thing. He had a passion for so many things. How do you?
That's not a passion. It's a God gifted thing. Some people learn things fast, and that's a gift which God gives you. So some people need a lot more time to learn the same thing. Some people get get it quicker, get better at it. So it's not just the number of hours or years you get trained. Sometime, like they say, you have to work hard, but you have to work smart also. So hope that those kind of things. Everybody has some kind of skill set which they can learn faster. You have to just find out about it, and that's why I was very passionate being a cardiologist, even my medical school time frame itself. So and I made sure that's where I do, that's where I get, and luckily I was able to uh, you know go to Cleveland Clinic, where of course one of the best in the world. Got the training there. The guy who invented actually cardiac catheterization, Mason Sones, he was my teacher over there. So
Um,
I trained under him in Cleveland Clinic. So, so that was an
you learned
experience
from
I
the
remember. Exactly.
Cleveland Clinic, right? Is the Cleveland Clinic, right? That was a
Correct.
Cleveland
Yes.
Clinic, right? At the time,
Yes.
yeah.
Yep.
I want to ask you that now the just like turning into a little bit of politics. There's a healthcare is a big debate now, and our one of the contender for the California is Secretary Xavier Becerra. He was a previously Secretary for Health in the Biden administration, and his brother, good friend of mine, Rudy Becerra, and we know each other. You know him too, Rudy Becerra. And what do you
So,
think we should let us talk about a little bit about healthcare overall, and what do you think you should change into the to the healthcare for California?
well, not only California, Ramana, as you know, healthcare is a great big topic, and we really do not have the final solution worldwide. A lot of different scenarios have been tested, experimented. The socialized medicine, they think it should be a right, not a privilege. It should, all kind of things back home in India, in England, in Canada, they have tried. So far the best system that has worked is the combination of the two, because once you make it socialized and common, give it to everybody, just like they talk about Medicare for all. Most of the Democrats these days are trying to push that, which is not a bad idea, because the medical is so expensive. A lot of bankruptcies are happening. People are really not getting good care. They cannot get private insurances. So, no question about it. And it's getting more and more expensive because of the litigation, malpractice, insurances, and once it becomes Medicare for all, I think those expenses will go down. So the malpractice insurance and everything else, and medical care will become cheaper, and
Yeah,
that is one of the things which we have noticed. It is just too expensive right now, and it's affordability is a big thing. And even if the government is providing it, whether it's Medicaid or Medicare, because of the litigation, still become too expensive. Too many procedures get done, too many other things get done. People are trying to be more defensive while doing the medicine. So there are a lot of scenarios, a lot of angles, uh, and then of course, we are the number one investigators, researchers, and we want to give the best to everybody. So that also makes it more expensive. Some of the other countries take advantage of it. Of course, they can't afford to do that much research and have the latest things available to them. So that is the other area, and which will cut down once we become socialized medicine and Medicare for all. There's a lot of research will stop, because then it is being sponsored by privately by many companies, pharmaceuticals or device companies and other companies. They are the ones who are doing it. NIH and others are going to do only so much uh, endorsements.
yeah.
So it's a big debate. I don't think anybody has a solution for this.
But I agree with you when the first statement you said you combine them. In Medicare for all doesn't mean that you could stop the entrepreneurship. I used to have a imaging center in Atlanta, as you know. Then MRI, if they go to hospital, they used to charge $5,000. Where I can come to our lab and $500 we used to offer. So there must government can buy too. If some patient cannot afford somebody, they can buy in the local free. Still pre-market can exist along with the Medicare for all. I think a lot of misunderstanding is Medicare for all is a government thing, and one fee should not be that way. Still entrepreneurship can play a role in the Medicare, the insurance for all. If somebody cannot afford it, the government can buy like anybody else buying in the free market that procedures. That's what as you said, that combined both systems can
That is the best,
coexist.
but like I also mentioned, since the medical insurance, malpractice insurance, see, that will
Yeah.
not change. There are too many lawyers, litigation lawyers, and especially the policy makers. 80% of them are litigation lawyers. They will not change that scenario. One time, President Obama, Barack Obama, we were in Chicago. We asked him, I said, you can cut the cost in half if you stop and put a cap on the medical insurance instead of letting 5 million or 10 million, make it half a million or 250,000 or even 50,000. Okay. Okay. He said, no, no, no. If you guys make a mistake, you must pay for it. I mean, that was his answer. He himself was a litigation lawyer.
Litigation
So
lawyer.
I said, you're cutting down the drugs and pharmaceuticals, devices. You are going after everybody. And that's why you think you can cut costs. But the real thing where you can really cut the cost in half because nobody has to be defensive anymore and they'll take care of the clinical acumens and everything else. They will be much better, like we have in many other countries, for those who can't afford. But nobody wants to do it.
Dr. Carolina Reyes is Xavier Becerra's wife, and she is also a doctor, very policymaker. She advocates a lot of. I hope she will bring those aspects of that kind of a compassionate care and plus entrepreneurship, all of them together. I hope we solve the problem with the law and there's so many factors together, forming together. I hope she will come on the show and do that thing one day. But yeah, yeah. So let me ask you the your big thing coming up, Festival of Globe. That's one of the reasons I called you. Every year you do India's Independence Day. When I first time I came here, there were hardly any Indians. You're the one of the few Indians in Silicon Valley, and now it's like India. You see Indians everywhere. You bought India from actually culture from India to here. Actually, you brought India to here. Instead of India, you take you from here to there. You bought Indian culture, entertainment, culture, everything you bought here. What was that experience in bringing that thing joy brought you there? Let me ask you the question: what is that entertainment and culture and healthcare? All of them are Ayurveda is for example, is from India. All of them together you brought to this area. Does it makes a comprehensive kind of a solution to a lot of things? You think, like for example, Indian culture is a mental health problem here in the United States is a big problem. So bringing family values and all those things. Tell us a little bit about that, our journey to California, and how you became a little bit of a religious person after that.
Well, I think that's a long question and long answer. That's
Yeah.
gonna be probably I can spend a few days explaining to you. But in short, I don't think we have really solved the issues like you're talking about the mental issues and crime and homelessness and others, which are sort of emanating from the same problem because of the mental issues. But as Indian Americans, Hindu Americans, who believe in our faith, our culture, our civilization, our heritage, our roots, and we have been good at everything. We have a Hindu way of living, and we have become number one per capita income earners, best doctors, best AI engineers, technologists, and even CEOs, educationists, businessmen. So many businesses. So we have done very, very well, and almost number one in every field. So we have contributed a lot, and that is one of the reasons our community here in at least Northern California has grown very, very well, being the Silicon Valley here. And even though we, as medical doctor, we started in California, Southern California also, a lot of our people have done very, very well. So it used to be only, tri-state, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut when I was there many years ago. It used to be just Edison. We have beaten everybody, and now, as a matter of fact, Texas become number two, and then New York, New Jersey has become number three. So California is number one
Yeah.
everywhere,
Yeah.
and we've come a long way. But I think we need to contribute a lot more in the civic service, public service. And one of the reasons right now there's a Indian bashing going on, Hindu bashing going on. People are getting too jealous of our achievements. Even the mega people to the right people and even the left people, they don't think we are victims anymore. And we've been squeezed between the left and the right. So, which is unfortunate. And that's why you have to get out of it. And that's the reasons like you mentioned, I started Fremont Hindu Temple, then Federation of Indo-American, then Festival of Globe, even started the India Post newspaper. Now Americans for Hindus for the last 3 years, which is a political organization. So we have a super PAC, 38 chapters in 38 states. I've been traveling all over, trying to set up political empowerment for so that our next generation continues to contribute in every field. So all the fields which you mentioned, they are important on day-to-day living to have a better life. I think it's very, very important. So I'm gonna be have to have
I
to
can
leave.
hear you.
I'm getting some calls here because our program is starting
I lost
tomorrow.
you, Dr. Japra.
Yeah, because
Your
I'm getting some
microphone is
calls.
gone.
I
Maybe
think he just
rejoin.
received another call.
Yeah, let him join. So yeah, but let us talk about a fog fair. Festival of
Right.
Globe Health Fair. What is going on? Just tell us a little bit. Every year you participate in the
Yes.
Festival of Globe Health Fair.
So
Can you
the
put that,
festival.
Nabia? Can you put
Mhm.
that free health fog? Yeah, no, no,
Okay.
yeah, that's right. That's a parade health fair going on there 15th and 16th of August, 15th and 16th. Yeah, that is the health fair is going on. Kavana is kind of playing a role there, major role. So Kavana, tell us a little bit about the health fair.
Yes. So the Fog India Day Parade Fair and Mela is happening on the 15th and the 16th of August. FOG basically stands for Festival of Globe. So we are inviting everybody, not just Indians, but everybody who can attend, like in and around the area outside of California. Everyone is more than welcome to join us. We are going to have a 2 day event happen on the 15th. We have a health fair along with a couple of entertainment programs, chess matches, and a lot of pop up trucks, food trucks. There's going to be a lot of food, entertainment. Everything's going to be happening together, and it's going to be a fun Mela atmosphere.
Yeah.
And on the 16th, we have a parade where we have a plethora of guests,
Yeah.
very famous individuals joining us, part of our community, famous in the US. There's a lot of names which I cannot,
Yeah.
I don't think I can disclose them right now, but they will be joining us in a lot of fancy cars through the parade. And then after that, we are also going to have a mela, which will again have a lot of entertainment. And there's going to be prize distributions, and there's again a
Yeah.
lot of pop-up trucks,
But
shopping. Everything's going to happen.
yeah. But
So
you're
on
involved in the
15th,
health
we
fair.
have a health fair. Yes, on the
The
15th,
free health
we have
fair,
a
free
health
screening.
fair.
You do the free
So
screening, right?
yes. So at the health fair, we have, so the health fair basically originated to, stand at the intersection of where the community meets healthcare. And it was built out of the need to serve people who have, say, you know just would like to access healthcare at a more community level in a way that's easier for them, because they can just come in, meet a wide variety of specialists. So we have not just doctors from allopathy, but also from ayurveda, homeopathy, yoga therapy. We have dentists, we have um, Chinese medicine, Chinese acupuncture, and a psychiatrist also joining us. We
Yeah.
have major organizations like Kaiser, UCSF. So Kaiser would be there focusing on stroke with their stroke clinic doctors. We have UCSF bringing in a lot of doctors and a lot of medical students um, to be. They'll be there talking about advanced vascular care and vascular cure. Um, we have CAM, which is California Association of Ayurvedic Medicine, and they will be there offering pulse readings, foot and scalp massages, and there's also they also have a a new service called Marma Chikitsa, which would be very interesting to a lot of people. So I highly encourage people to come and just check it out. Everything's going to be free of cost. There is no payment involved, no insurance involved with the health fair. So everyone's more than welcome to just come. And we have Dr. Kam Parekh, who's a dentist, Dr. Kapil Chopra, who's a psychiatrist. We have chiropractors, homeopathic doctors, and Ayurvedic clinics. We have a holistic medicine doctor also coming. And they are all going to be there at the health fair
That's wonderful.
on the 15th of August between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. And everyone is highly encouraged to just come, pay us a visit, visit all of the health fair booths there, talk to all of the doctors that you would like to talk to, and also stay and enjoy the entertainment and the food available, all the pop-up trucks, the shopping. It's going to be a good, fun
Good.
family day out.
You know,
Yeah.
this is a science, the healthcare channel. My channel is mostly dedicated for healthcare channel. Apolitical is not a political one way or other way. I want to support all the good causes for the. So because during the celebration of, because I'm Indian, you're Indian, we are celebrating India's Independence Day. So this is from the England. I wanted to bring some of the notable scientists from India who contributed to science and medicine. I'm going to talk about it for a few minutes, and then after that we can come back and talk about Festival of Globe, and then how we can enjoy that new celebrations and what the parade looks like.
Definitely.
So let me talk about this. His name is Venki Ramakrishnan. Actually, I spoke with him. His name is he was a Nobel Prize winner. He won the Nobel Prize in 2009 for the structure of the ribosome. Ribosome is the really a molecule that produces proteins. You know, if I'm wrong, correct me, Kavana. I'm not a doctor. Act one on the TV, I say. So it produces the proteins actually they are the real workers of the body. So he is a first time very complex molecule. It's a very huge molecule. It is the first time he really with X-ray crystallography they used it. He was born in Chidambaram, Tamil Nadu, and he was what that was his discovery actually helped us the mRNA vaccine. In fact, all his the site that he found out what are the carbon exact atoms structure he found out carbon, nitrogen, where are they located at, and how you do the mRNA vaccine. He was a tremendously he played a central role. Actually, I interviewed who invented the mRNA vaccine, who really accelerated that, Dr. Catalina Carico. So she's on the show. So say hello to her. But she the entire building empire, entire immune army. That's what the ribosome does. That's why we can live longer. It is really a powerful molecule. Ribosome is. They call him actually ribosome reader. You get it. Um, yeah. So he called ribosome reader. How did they find out that they use X-ray crystallography? That's a physics part of me. Always, you take it out and put the X-rays inside. The way it scatters from a neutron, and also neutron scattering. You bombard with the neutrons, and it tells you where they're located at by measuring the angles. That is the scattering angle. So that is played a very important role. This X-ray crystallography, neutron scattering. These are all the most advanced machines. Really can find out that the structure. That's why helped him. So that's why he won the Nobel Prize. That was caused AIDS drugs. Now because of that reason, AIDS drugs, a lot of other drugs, cancer drugs, everything because of his invention of a ribosome. He can tell the immune system how to defend the infections and all those things. That's a great thing about him. The next is Aragobind Karana. You know, is a birthplace. Is near Dr. Japra's house. Actually, is not far from Dr. Japra's birthplace. Raipur, British India, is at the time. Now it's in Pakistan, I think. Is part of the British India. It's not that far from Dr. Japra's house. He told me last time. He's the one first synthetic genes he produced in the lab. You know, he won the Nobel Prize in 1968 for the Nobel Prize for Aragobind Karana. He's the first Indian actually that everybody knows about him. Before that, Raman spectroscopy came in, but synthetic genes, oligonucleotides, tides. I think these are the ones lines, cell lines. They sell it actually single-stranded DNA. Nowadays, CRISPR. When you use CRISPR, actually that gene editing tools, Aragobind Khurana's inventions really played a crucial role in the CRISPR. That's UCSF. There's played Jennifer Doudna. All those people usually his inventions in the synthetic genes is played a very critical role in the gene editing. That's my knowledge. Then is Sir C.V. Raman. He came 1930. He was won the Nobel Prize. He's born in Tiruchirappalli, same as Dr. Venki Ramakrishnan. He is in Tamil Nadu, and also his father practiced. He was a physics professor in Andhra University. I was long before me. So he was that. Then he was a professor in Andhra University, Visakhapatnam, where I went to school. Then he went to Calcutta there, and then he invented what is a Raman scattering is that when you put a light on yourself, most of the light is reflects it back. That's 99.9999% the light reflects back. That's why I could able to see you. But there is a point, small 1 in 1 million photons, they interact with your cell structure. Then that photon comes out. If you can catch that photon, you can tell what kind of diseases they are, the vibrational rotational spectrum of that. That's what he found, the rotational spectrum. Now C.V. Raman is everywhere in the medicine. They do neurosurgery or anything like that, they will find out actually Raman probe. We are actually working with Raman probe at this time. I'm helping somebody in the that they're using the Raman probe to actually can see illuminate the cancer cells in the brain. So they can operate on all those things. Raman pen is a very Raman probe is one of the state of the art. The Vanderbilt, Stanford, and Harvard, they're all using it. And Johns Hopkins is a really pioneer in this area. So Raman scattering, they use that Raman spectroscopy played a very, very important role. Not only he died long time ago, but his role is still you can feel in the medicine. But the next one is a quantum sensors that I'm working on is a cancer detection you can do way, way, way earlier. Quantum sensors are coming up. It is really mind-boggling. It's a mind-shattering way of detecting cancer. I'll tell you, I call them single-cell MRI. That's what is going to happen. Then is now Raman spectroscopy they use in Mars rover to find if there is a life is there or not. It's a biological signals. It measures life on Mars. So it's C.V. Raman spectroscopy. So he is still medicine to Mars. He plays still a role. And also in the religion, in fact, he found out one of the Jesus got married, a cloth they found out in that cloth 2000 years ago. It says that Jesus got married, and that cloth was dated back to Raman spectroscopy. There are a lot of religious churches were restored through Raman spectroscopy to the original architecture because at that time there is no photographs, there is no photos, so they use the Raman spectroscopy bring it back the original architecture actually for the churches in the Europe, in Spain and other countries. Dr. Ronald Ross is a British gentleman, but he's born in Uttarakhand, Almore. He was born in. He's a British origin, but he grew up in India. He studied in England, but he was born in India, and then he is the one discovered the malaria transmission through. Actually, he is the first one who discovered malaria transmission through the mosquitoes. So he won the Nobel Prize in 1902. The people didn't know that he is an Indian Nobel Prize winner, Dr. Ronald Ross. He still is he traveled across India, including Visakhapatnam, Hyderabad, all those places. Is a hospital still there. That where is a Labak Tea Hospital in Assam. That where he found his Ross lab is there. So he was honored there. Still his memories are still there for him. but his wife is also doctor. So it's 1902. He was the discoverer of malaria. The next one, I'll tell you, Subramanyam Chandrasekhar is a physicist. His birthplace is Lahore, India. His father was a diplomat. He was a British India. At that time, there is no Pakistan. Pakistan is a part of India. He was born in Lahore, India. He's a Tamil Nadu gentleman, Tamil speaking gentleman. He is the one the discovered the how the black holes are formed. Chandrasekhar limit, that's called. Very popular among physicists, and he studied in Oxford and came to the Chicago. He became a professor there for a long time. So the right now Chandra X-ray observatory was named after him. It was a is X-ray lab that is a satellite goes around, and is a probe goes around, and supernovae, neutron stars, and black holes. It recognizes NASA's named after him. That is named honoring him. The next one is a Sachendranath Bose. Was also a mathematician and a physicist, birthplace Calcutta, India. He was Higgs boson. Now, one of the sensors in the medical sensors may come in the future. Bose-Einstein condensate is one of the fifth state of matter. A lot of people didn't know this. Bose and Einstein wrote a paper, said solid, liquid, gas, and plasma. There is a fifth state of matter. Very strange state. Fifth state of matter is called Bose-Einstein condensate. It is like a almost godly kind of a matter. It is everywhere, all the places, all the times. It is a very interesting. So they actually reproduced it recently in the International Space Station, that they experimentally verified this one, and it is a really, after people never thought that this is possible to achieve that state, but they proved it. They won the Nobel Prize. The 10 Nobel Prizes were awarded for that discovery, actually. Not him, but people further found out about this fifth state of matter. Is called Bose-Einstein condensate. Is the actually name of it. Physicists know this name
That's
very well.
very interesting.
Yeah. Jagadish Chandra Bose was one is a polymath, the Indian, he's a physicist, biologist, astronomy. He's a very instrumental in semiconductor. Actually, first time you can phase it array, you can send up, you take the light, and then you can filter that light. And he is the one who did all this some experiments. He was very good in jute fiber use rate. Is a semiconductor. Is instrumental in the semiconductor industry, but he's under recognized, one of the under recognized guy in the Indian things. Then there was a lot of three of them. G. N. Ramachandran is a birthplace is in Nakulam, Kerala. He was a protein folding. Actually, a protein folding. His maps were used. Is a protein folding maps for Ramachandran plot. This is called is used in the new AlphaFold in the Google's thing, and he was very instrumental in doing some of the with a manual way of recognizing protein folding. George Sundaran Sudarshan is that actually are very related, distantly related woman, Regeneron, head of the Regeneron in the pharmaceutical lab. She appeared on the show for me, and are very closely related to her. So George Sudarshan actually tachyons is a particles still not found yet, but it's a particles that can go faster than light. That's what they think, but he's one of the instrumental in that. Homi Baba Atomic Research Institute, Cosmic Rays is born in Bombay, India. He is one of the top-notch physicists. And Baba Atomic Research Institute, I got a job. I didn't take it. I regret. Then my hometown hero came from my home village. He's a Bhimvaram. He was born in Andhra Pradesh, India. He was Yellapeda Subbarao. He's the most under-recognized, under one of the sad story of history in my view. Unsung hero of medicine. He should have won the 4 Nobel Prizes. He came to the Harvard. He studied in Harvard. Became a doctor in 1923. He came to Harvard. Then he started his own lab, Lederal lab, and then he was a director for the Lederal lab. And then he invented the first chemotherapy drug, methotrexate. At the time, targeted drugs are not there. Leukemia, children, he saved millions of lives. Then phosphorus strip test, for example, he first strip test, he found out ATP molecules and other things he did, river blindness and there's a eosinophilic lungs. Those are first broad spectrum antibiotic, automycin. He invented the automycin, you know that? He was first antibiotic. He did the Bronx Hospital, uh, you know, he did a first experiment in the clinical trials in the Bronx Hospital. In So he died all of a sudden at the age of 58 in a heart attack in Pearl River, New York. Is 1948 he died. He's think about that. He is from my hometown, and his contributions are enormous. And even everybody knows that he is one of the unsung hero of medicine. Even a Jewish advocate said that he is the genius of the century. For the medicine. New York Times recognized it at that time, 1940s. There's a lot of discrimination. He was discriminated, unfortunately, but he is a well-deserved respect. And even now, his lab was bought by Pfizer. There was a plaque on Pfizer labs. Actually, his plaque is there still. Okay, so Dr. Yellapara Subbarao is a well-known from my hometown, my village where I was born. That is from. So that's about the New York Times said that one of the most eminent medical minds of the century. New York Times Tribune said that because he lived longer. Jewish advocate, because the mainstream never wanted to recognize anybody else, because he got a Padma Vibhushan award, actually highest award in the civilian honor, and elected to American Academy of Arts and Science, 1940s. Can you believe that? There is no other person
Very high honor. Yes.
very high honor. So he was. So then there's a field medals or the mathematicians. They help eventually viruses and all those things. Indirectly they help. Manjul Bhargav, I met him actually. I know Manjul Bhargav in a Starbucks. I met him in a very strange way. I didn't know that. I thought he's a student. He told me he's a professor. So it's a funny way I met him. But he was a Princeton professor in mathematics. He won the Nobel Prize not a Nobel Prize, field medal was equal to the Nobel Prize. I don't know Akshay Venkatesh. He's also won the field medalist from India, but he lives in Australia. These are the people who contributed to medicine quite a bit from India. So because India's Independence Day is coming, that's why I did this. Thank you for watching. Let me bring Kavana back again.
It's a
Yes,
lot to be proud of.
yeah.
Yes.
Kavana, I want you to be one of those people eventually.
Hopefully.
Do the research.
Yes.
I think, when you have the passion, you can do so many things, right? You know, think about this. When I started my podcast, I'm a foreigner. I'm not a doctor. I'm a physicist, and then started. Well, why the doctors watch my program? Why they need to watch? Strangely, doctors are the curious people. They want to learn now because of the AI and everything. You need to learn all the fields a little bit. You need to be exposed to the other areas, mathematics and physics and computers. So they need to know interdisciplinary thinking is required. So my show became that's my passion became the part of their passion now. Thank you for people. A lot of people are watching it because of that reason. So passion always brings you results at the end. That's my lesson of my own lesson in that sense. So,
That's true.
yeah.
The
So
whole concept of fog, the health fair, the Mela, all of that also stemmed out of passion and dedication from Dr. Japra and the whole team that came, before us. They recognized the need for they recognized that there was this gap that they had to fill, where people either who did not have insurance or weren't able to get appointments on time with doctors that they needed, or weren't able to access medications for a variety of reasons, they needed help and someone needed to step in.
Yeah.
in the community. And when I say community, it's not just the Indians, but for everybody who is here. Because when you're a doctor, you don't see, color, caste, creed, nothing. They're human. And we need to be there to help them, because it's not about just serving yourself or your immediate family, but it's about serving the community as a whole. And to be able to bridge that gap, that's what led to the evolution of the whole health fair idea. And um, so this year, the health fair, like I said, is going to be on the 15th of August, which falls on a Saturday, between 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're going to have a whole, a huge range of doctors coming from allopathy, Ayurveda, homeopathy, Chinese medicine, yoga therapy, dentists. Um, in allopathy, so we have stroke medicine, vascular care. Washington Hospital is going to be there along with Kaiser and UCSF. And Dr. Japra's own clinic is also going to be there, which is Specific Cardiology Associates. And we have a lot of other independent physicians also coming in, allopathy and other fields. Um,
But let me ask you, Kavana,
it's gonna
Ayurveda.
be right. I was gonna say that it's everything's gonna be free of cost. There is no payment involved, so people are free to come, more than welcome to come with their friends, family, and just everyone that they can bring along, only so that they can at least talk to the doctors over there and get the care that they need, or at least get that starting push.
Yeah. Ayurveda, India contributed to Ayurveda.
Hmm.
Do you think it plays any role in the scientific world now at this time? We have some kind of like a turmeric, for example? Turmeric, it's one of the things that's a anti-inflammatory, proven through clinical trials. Is it Ayurveda is going to play a role in the healthcare itself in general, overall? What is your opinion on that?
So I believe that there is a lot of good that can come from all of the different types of medical, ventures that we have out there. When I say that, I mean I refer to the different branches being Ayurveda, homeopathy, allopathy, everything. I practice allopathic medicine, but I do believe that homeopathy and Ayurvedic medicine also has helped us. Um, in a diverse aspect. Like you mentioned, a very famous example which everybody knows about globally, turmeric. It's everyone knows about a lot of the medicinal properties that it has, healing properties that it has. But then again, uh, these components, they should not be used out of their intended use spectrum. They are intended to be used in a certain way for a certain number of diseases, for a certain type of diseases, and they should only be used for that and not for everything. Because when you go beyond that spectrum, that's when issues come up, which is why it's very important to go to certified and well practiced Ayurvedic practitioners or homeopathic practitioners. Just like how you would research an allopathic doctor before you go to them, the same way you go to someone that you trust with any other form of medicine also.
So, Kavana, is always pleasure talking with you all the times. You're always a wonderful guest for
Thank you.
me. You could come anytime, and the Medbig's always open, welcome for you. You're a really great friend, and you shed so many things on the light on that. New things are going on in the Stanford and what's going on in the world, and you have such a wide variety of background in healthcare world. I think that helps a lot nowadays. No, that's what I preach. The doctors are not one. There is no specialties are designed for body. Is we created the specialties, but people learn everything. Cardiology, gastroenterology, and all of them are connected in a way, such a way is parts of the body. Thank you so much for joining. And Navya, can you play Dr. Japra's video that I uploaded? That's we can end that. Thank you for all joining. Thank you, Kavana. Thank you for joining. Navya,
Thank
play
you.
the role of the Dr. Japra's video
Hmm.
that I uploaded. Thank you, Kavana.
I'm Romesh Japra. Welcome to Festival of Globe Fog.
ये दुनिया एक दुल्हन, ये दुनिया एक दुल्हन, दुल्हन के माथे की बिंदिया। ये मेरा इंडिया, ये मेरा इंडिया, I love my India.
That is not in India, it is in Silicon Valley. He brought India to Silicon Valley when Silicon Valley is no Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley was in essence just a collection of sleepy towns and rural communities far removed from the technological powerhouse it would eventually evolve into. Dr. Romesh Japra, hailing from a humble village in India, embarked on a transformative journey that led him to Fremont, California after completing his cardiology training in the US. His arrival marked a significant turning point for the town as he brought forth the rich tapestry of India's traditions, cultures, and festivals, intertwining them seamlessly into the fabric of American life. Despite encountering discrimination and bias, he remained steadfast in his commitment to practicing cardiology. Dr. Japra has been ranked among top 20% doctors in North America with a specialization in cardiovascular disease and internal medicine. He provided care to a diverse diaspora, including individuals from India, China, Russia, and Afghanistan, and many other countries. Understanding the cultural and religious sensitivities of immigrants, he delivered health care with a profound respect, dignity, and unwavering compassion.
I'm Romesh Japra. I'm a cardiologist. Of course, I have long hours. Usually get up 6 o'clock in the morning, get my workout, have a little breakfast, and come to the hospital where usually I have scheduled patients for procedures, surgeries. The procedures mostly I do is cardiac angiograms or catheterizations, and then they may end up with having angioplasty or stenting. Some of the other procedures we do is the pacemakers, defibrillators. Many times we open up the arteries in the kidney arteries, the peripheral, the leg arteries. So these are the kind of
Japra Mahal, a sprawling mansion constructed from imported marble stones from India, stands majestically amidst a 25-acre vineyard in Fremont. Its grandeur is marked by a towering Ganesh statue at the entrance extending warm welcome to visitors. Overlooking the Dumbarton Bridge, which links the towns of Elon Musk's Tesla factory in Fremont and the Silicon Valley investment hub of Menlo Park. Japra Mahal has evolved into a distinguished meeting place for luminaries, diplomats, and entertainers from across the globe. It serves as a hub for a vibrant intellectual discourse and a cultural exchange, fostering connections and collaborations that transcend borders and boundaries. The Festival of Globe, known as a FOG, a non-profit organization, flagship of Dr. Japra, reflects his charismatic, vivacious, and vibrant personality.
We flying high just like a first class flight. Yeah, I'm feeling alright, about to go dynamite. Now go and do your thing, girl. Go and get it started. Go and get it started. I said now get up on the dance floor. Go and get it started. It's a Dr. Japra party. Hey.
So my name is Laura Turner Seidel, and I'm here to help celebrate India Independence Day, and we are having a wonderful day, dancing, singing, celebrating, and Dr. Japra is amazing what he's done here.
Move your body right. We keep it rocking till the morning light. Everybody singing now all through the night.
Yeah, we be turning turning it up. Roof on fire, burning it up. Drop that thing down to the ground while the DJ in the booth straight cutting it up. We own that black label, yeah, that's that desi liquor. Na menu koi nahi parwa, koi nahi tension, koi nahi fikr. Now drop it and shake it and move it. We popping that champagne and feeling the music. We just getting started, the feelings amusing. I'm so used to winning, I don't need the proper one man gang showstopper. Are you feeling sick? I know the doctor. That's Dr. Japra. I'm a king just like Mufasa. We own that Johnny Walker. They gonna...
Beyond the superficial allure of prestige lies a deeper and more profound calling, a commitment to serve communities you live in. In the face of uncertainty, Dr. Romesh Japra lights the way for future physicians. Embrace roles beyond healing. Be mentors, friends, activists, coaches, and staunch advocates for the patient's well-being. Dr. Japra embodies the very essence of noble profession, epitomizing the qualities of compassion and leadership that define the doctor. Long live Dr. Japra. Yeah, good night, and stay there, Kavanama, and talk with you. Good night, all of you. Thank you for joining. So, Fog, give a final thing on Fog Fair, August 15th and 16th. Go ahead. I can't hear you.
Sorry, I was on mute. So, Festival of Globe, it's on the 15th of August in Fremont. The address is going to be posted on the cover
You can
page.
read it,
So,
that address, yeah.
yes, and yes, so
Near the
15th
City
of
Hall,
August
near the City Hall.
near City Hall between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. And we're looking forward to seeing everybody.
Okay. Thank you so much. Good night, all of you. Good night.
We are retelling their stories through our patented designs that can be worn on scrubs, t-shirts, printed on conference bags, and endless other promotional materials. Daily Wear for Medicine is the first ever of its kind to create curiosity in medicine through visual art. We at MedBricks are celebrating unsung heroes of the past who made enormous contributions to the field of medicine through our unique campaign called Daily Wear for Medicine. You can wear it, carry it, and give it.